In today's video, we're doing the interior on the Mighty Max. We'll be installing everything you see here, some electronics, some junker picked items, and a few other things, a few other surprises, so stay tuned. And to start off, we have the electronics, AM, FM digital car stereo, some speakers. We'll get in detail on those later on. This antenna, I've had it for years. Some of the wire harness for the speakers. And the other stuff are just junkyard picks. You got the seat belt. The driver's side is tore up. And we'll clean the owner's manual booklet and just store it in the glove box. These AC vents, the ones on it was painted and they're stuck. Might swipe those around. Got the decent visors. A few little miscellaneous parts as well. So today is just interior work. A few other things I got planned for part 2. But for now, let's go ahead and start working on the interior, take off all the old stuff, and prepare for the new stuff to go in. So let's get to it. Now we're ready. So let's start with the seats first. Take it out just to make everything easier. All right, for cleaning, we're gonna bring out the big guns. Vacuum cleaner. For the knees, I ain't getting younger. Take the shift knob out. I got it a bit cleaner. We can leave it like that for now. You can continue with other stuff. Well, let's take out the driver's side seat belt. As you can see here, it's frayed pretty bad. The one I pulled from the junker, way better. So let's take this off. Here's a new one. Clean it up a little bit. Let's go ahead and install it. Well, so now that we finished with the seat belt, I went ahead and tied it to the side because I want to mount the speaker in the rear in here, in this cavity. It does fit. The previous owner had like a speaker box on this. I want the flush look, so I'm gonna go ahead and just cut out the center so the speaker can lay flat and flush against this panel. These speakers are 5.5. Comes with his bezel, which will make it easier to put it flush against the panel. And these are the specs. It's a little speaker, but carries a punch, so hopefully sounds good. Let's put this to the side. It came with some hardware, some wires, and a sticky strip. What I'm gonna do is put this on the panel, trace out the inner circle, cut that out, and then make the holes and screw them in. I'm only gonna use 2 to hold it on the panel, but then the other 2 will just be to hold the speaker, so that'll work. I'll be using 2 beefier screws, and I put 2 of them right there on the bezel, just a little bit out. When I present the bezel in the panel and I like where it's at, I'll give it a nice tap, and the screw point or screw tip will mark where I have to drill the hole. That looks more or less right. And there goes the marks. One right there and one right there. Then take the drill with a drill bit. To be honest, too small to read what it is, but it's one of the thinner ones I have. You just want to make a hole and let the screw do its own thread. And go ahead and screw in the bezel. I recommend doing this by hand. Use a power tool. You might just strip the hole, make it too big. And you just want it snug. You don't want to over tighten it. Now that we have the bezel on, take a marker and just mark the inner diameter. Take off the bezel, put this to the side. Now comes the fun part, cutting out the inner diameter. I'm first gonna start off with the grinder and cut a square more or less in the center. Always remember, use eye protection and gloves. And once you cut out the square, so this nibbler tool is pretty awesome. The only problem is, in tight areas here, you have to play with the different angles. You can swap sides, and they have different angles to cut. This one cuts more downwards, this one cuts more upright. But other than that, it does a pretty good job. I'm only able to do straight cuts with the grinder, so this helps doing more intricate shapes. I'm gonna swap it now to the other side to see if I can get this other portion of the circle. Not bad at all. Once you get used to it, it cuts a little straighter, but that's good enough for me. Let's test fit the speaker and see if it fits. The speaker and the bezel. So first I'm gonna put the 2 screws that are going straight into the panel. And I got these really small screws. They're meant just to hold the speaker in the bezel. That way it won't protrude on this side and it'll lay flush on the panel. That's pretty much it. Now go ahead and install it. I line up the longer screws on the holes. I'll test fit. So far it's good. There you have it. Flush mount speakers. Very clean. It looks like it belongs there. And then when I put these on, it's gonna look super clean. But that's enough of the test fitting. Let's take them out. We spray a little black paint on where we cut and start running the wires. Let's use some cardboard. I should do it. Now do the same procedure on the other side and start wiring up. This vehicle already had some speaker wires ran to the back, bigger gauge than the one that came from Planet Audio. So I'm gonna run with these, and I know they work because I had speakers connected to them before. So now what I'm gonna do is just run it down from the factory interior harness. Just gonna run it through here and here, under here, like this red cable, into the grommet inside the side panel. Remove this harness protector. Some electrical tape. Just tie these down with the harness. Fish the wire, run it through this bracket now and pass it through the grommet. Made a little slit on the side. Pop in the grommet back in. Now connect the speaker. Now we can screw in completely, secure the speaker. Remember, don't over tighten. Go ahead, pop in the screen. And there we have it. The new rear speakers on the Mighty Max. The new rear speakers on the Mighty Max. Now repeat on the other side. Okay, now we're going to try to put this antenna, universal kit. Take the fender off. Wow. First thing first, let's see if we can route the antenna. I think it's through that hole right there. Here's the kit. There was a grommet further down. The clothes hanger's going, and that led to here. So now I can go ahead and feed the antenna wire through there. Now that I managed to pass the antenna wire through the grommet, let's go ahead and pull it with the clothes hanger. Antenna wire through there. All right, so first dismantle the top part of the antenna base, pass it through the hole. Okay, now that we fished the antenna wire through the side of the vehicle, let's go ahead and remove the radio and AC bezel out. Start taking the old radio off. Also this old antenna is still connected. But carefully pry on the top and it should pop right out. Let's first start by disconnecting the old antenna. We don't need that no more. Disconnect the old radio, which I installed years ago, but I can't. Take the new radio. This is the cheapest radio I could find. It's basically just a head unit. Let's go ahead and undo the beautiful wiring I did last time. Now let's go ahead and wire up the new harness and remove the old harness. Since they all run the basic colors, I'm just gonna do one at a time. But this time I'll be using the butt connectors, make it a little more clean. For easier installation, I'm not gonna bore you with this, so roll the time lapse. All right, got the wiring done. Now let's go ahead and we pass on the antenna cable. Now we can remove the old radio tray. Install the new tray. All right, that's pretty solid. We can go ahead and slide on the new radio. Perfect. Now since I'm here, let me go ahead and take out these vents. So connect the antenna, connect the harness. I need a new bezel. And let's leave it here for now. But before we test the radio, let's go ahead and mount the front two speakers, then we can power it up. Alright, for the front speakers, you just remove the speaker cover, find the harness. I bought these a couple of years ago. It's a installation harness. I got these 4-inch 125 watts Planet Audio. To make them fit, at least in this case, I have to fold down or cut one of the tabs. Go ahead and plug it. There you go. Put it inside like that. Put in the screws. Now repeat on the other side. All right, so a little tedious, but completely doable. Now, before I finish putting the covers and button and everything up, let me connect the battery and see if she works. All right, moment of truth. We got static. Right, left, front, and rear. Okay, Bluetooth is on. Let's put on some not copyrighted music. Well, that's it for this video. I managed to put the speakers and the radio in. Also got the carpet out